Alright, so today, it's Wednesday, and I'm going to make up for some of the shitty content I put out yesterday. I was too tired. I'm still tired today, but I'm going to do more, because I'm actually more successful today with some shit I was coding. The inventory system is finally working. I just gotta check for a certain type of weapon holder, which is, I guess, not players, but units. Units actually are considered a different type of weapon holder than weapon holder you find on the ground, so just gotta take that into consideration, and this shit is working as intended, finally. There's still like one more kind of major feature I have to add, but anyway, let's get to it. Alright, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna work on finishing this last part of the inventory system. There's still another part where I have to gather all the weapon holders and all the containers in those weapon holders and all the items in those containers. You know, and make sure we don't delete everything. But I'm not going to focus on that today. That'll be another time. That's going to be I'll have to sit down for like an entire day to focus on that. It's a lot of code. So, and a lot of banging your head against the wall. But finally, we're at a point where I finally have created a function that is able to do what I need, which basically is when anyone who hasn't been watching, basically I've added a function now that when you open up your inventory, you can there's a bunch of event handlers, but one of them is to handle equipping uniforms that are not allowed for your side. So for example, if you're a Blue 4 unit, you cannot wear civilian uniforms. That's how default Arma is. So I had to write a function that operates within a event handler, that when you click and drag a uniform onto your uniform slot, it's able to wear it no matter what. And it transfers the items and all this, and so far it's working. I think there's one small, tiny little bug, but I'm not too worried about it. It's basically, for some reason, it's not pulling all the magazines. It's only doing, like, most of them. I have to figure that out. But it's basic stuff at this point, so the hard part is over. Now I'm just doing this part where I'm identifying the weapon holder, so it's kind of okay. Oh yeah, that's right. There is one part here that got a little complicated, which I'm still testing it out, so you're gonna see me figure this shit out live. I deleted the last video because I didn't really make any progress, and I was kind of bitching and stuff. I was in a bad mood. Work was fucking me over. So, but we're having a good day today, so a lot of progress has been made. I really just want to finish this shit so I can move on to the base building stuff, because that'll be really fun. It'll be cool to do. I have pretty interesting ideas to tie into it, and I could also, all the stuff I'm making, I can use in any other mission I make. It's not just for this zombie shit. It's designed specifically for it, but with a couple variables changed, it could be a milsim, thing. That's the purpose of me doing this in the first place. Kind of a learning fucking, what do you call it? One view, who's me? I'm talking to whoever watches these videos after. You stupid fuck. You think I'm talking to people live? Get the fuck out of here. Fucking Herman. Alright. Alright, so this is where I'm actually going to be testing the equipping of the uniform. So this is an OP4 uniform. Typically, you wouldn't be able to wear it. Let's see, what does he got in there? He's got a first aid kit, 9mm mag. In my own uniform, it's a mine detector and 2 mags. So, let's see if it caches it. It's most likely going to delete everything else. Oh wait, no, it's not going to work because I don't have this weapon holder checked yet. So, let's see. It says the weapon holder is nil. It knows it's a uniform. This is where I do this part. Weapon holder is type of man. Why isn't it pulling the items from him? This is the variable that contains the weapon holder. So it's check. This is checking if it's kind of weapon holder. If not, then it should be doing this. And items. Let's try it out right now. Weapon holder object. System chat. God damn it. Okay, so it is pulling the first aid kit. But it's pulling that from the uniform. It's not pulling these other items. I'll put the mine detector here. Does not detect the mine detector. Item cargo. Still doesn't pull it. That means that the... What does that mean? 1, 2. There's 2 containers in the weapon holder. Oops. Null object. So it's not. There is no crate. Just a ground weapon holder, but the ground weapon holder that's being pulled is actually just defaulting to the uniform container. So I don't know how the fuck I'm gonna pull this main, because there's typically it's the ground weapon holder, which contains all this shit. Weapons, items, and other containers like a uniform, vest, backpack. And for some reason it's selecting this. We could do nearest objects. Player. We're just gonna look for weapon holders. Check within that 3-meter radius. No weapon holders. What the fuck? Check for everything. And now it's pulling it. What the fuck? Alright, so it pulls myself, the player object. It's pulling a weapon holder. Pulling the, I guess the man. Okay, let's do select one. You can say whatever you want in the chat. I don't give a fuck. Do you think this is a political correct fucking channel? I'm talking to myself. I'm actually talking to people who watch this shit afterwards, because I stream late. But, hey, you're boosting my analytics. My channel's not monetized. Think I'm doing this for money? It's a, educational resource. I appreciate you trolling nonetheless. Let's see. This object select one. We gotta do is kind of. Weapon holder. What the fuck is select one? Should have been the object. Type of. Type of. Is weapon holder. So, why didn't it not return true? Case specific. Let me see something. Weapon holder simulated. Weapon holder does not return as a weapon holder, which is weird, but alright. You gotta check for a partial string, so type of gonna return weapon holder simulated. So we're gonna check weapon holder. Let me just flip that. Weapon holder in type of that object that it's pulling. Now it's returning true, okay. Just need this. Weapon holder in type of. And that should work. It should return true down here as a weapon holder. Yeah, cool. Alright. I just had to change my condition a little bit. Is right here. Change this part. Then, alright. I'm gonna comment this out in case it doesn't work, but it should work. Now just gonna restart it. Since I have recompiling turned off. Now I just need to create another unit that I can loot. So all right. I have to put down this guy because I made it so you can't loot the zombies because they're VR entities, and if you take their uniform off, they turn purple or some shit. So now that I got this guy here, let's see if I try to equip his uniform. What did it say? Still says is nil. Did I not change my is nil check? type of. Holder, and so that this will return true if it's weapon holder simulated, weapon holder scripted. This is like 4 different weapon holders with the name weapon holder in it, not including all the other weapon holders like supply 50, supply 500, so on and so forth. I do not check for those. I wonder if that's also an issue. Well, this is going to tell me right now, so let's restart one more time. Wait for the scripts to initialize. Okay, so it's pretty cool. It's a type of man, or it's actually doing OG Survivor, but that's okay. It's not. It should still be using this though. So this is only going to be pulling what's inside of his uniform. Hmm. Here's what I gotta do. If it's a man, then we gotta do this. We need to get the actual weapon holder. So, nearest object. Player. Actually, wait. Okay. It's ATL. Player. And holder simulated. Well, then that means that this should have returned true, so... Oh, wait, no, okay, I remember now. So, for some reason, it's pulling the contents of the uniform instead of the... It's weird, because I'm not in the uniform. When I first open up the inventory, and I have the corpse selected, it should pick the ground weapon holder, list all the items there, and then I don't know. Doesn't make sense why it puts you into the inventory, but that's how they coded it. So it's the workaround I gotta do. So do actually we don't even need to define this variable. We'll just put it right here. All right. Fiber. Still is nil. Shit. Oh. Cargo. Using the wrong command. Int format. Player set variable. Params. Oh wait, no. Be a array. So this is the opens variable, basically represents the 3 containers. When you first open up your inventory, the inventory opened event handler triggers, and then I just saved the params to this variable. So I have to reset it in the case where it doesn't pull the right one for whatever reason, like it's doing right now. Hopefully that'll fix it. If not, then no, I'll have to keep debugging. It should work now. Basically, I've already tested it before I started the stream. It's working with all weapon holders except for this one. The units when they're a unit container. So, trying to figure out a workaround to get it to work. Still is nil. Helps if we use the right command. So I'm going to use nearest object instead of nearest objects. OT. True. Okay. So it is returning true that it's a simulated weapon holder. All right. So let's see. Change this line. Cargo. Oh, this variable here. Oh, is it because it's an if then else? That might be why. I just realized that. I think that if you have an if then or if then else within a switch structure, whatever this is isn't going to return something. But what I could do is create very briefly create a global variable. Well, that way. It's kind of a sloppy way to do it, but we'll get it to work. So I think that was the problem. So we'll do yeah, I think that's what the problem was. I hate to do sloppy code like this, but whatever. So we'll do cargo, blah 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 blah. It's gonna be a string. the string is empty, it'll return empty quotes. Is equal to is the fastest way to check a string. You could use the equals sign. It is like nanoseconds slower, but is equal to is faster, even though it's a longer word. It's also good to use with arrays. Instead of counting, you could use is equal to. Performance is roughly the same though as using equals. I don't know if this is gonna work. I might have to read. Oh yeah, you know what? It's not. That. All right. Our lazy evaluations. I don't give a fuck. People troll in here all they want. It don't bother me. I troll in other people's streams too, so fuck. No Ravage mod, all scripts. Yep, it's all scripts 100%. Right now I have it with no mods. It is compatible with zombie mods. I probably will make it compatible with Ravage because a few people have already asked me to do that. But right now, it's more fun and more challenging to try to code everything completely. Like there's 0 mods on right now. Aside from this thing, this is a mod I use to code, but yeah, all this shit is Arma 3 content. Right now, I'm on the Contact DLC, though, in Livonia, so it does use a lot of that DLC. If you're missing DLCs, you could still use it, but you may get those annoying fucking DLC prompts when you're wearing the gear. Alright, oops. Got a guy. Currently building a Ravage open world server, mostly gonna do random events myself as Zeus. Well, then if you want to do it without mods, or as few mods as possible, what I'm making is probably gonna help you out. I'm gonna be releasing this for free, open source. You can steal whatever the fuck you want, I don't care. Like, that's why I'm making it. Actually, I'm really making this just because, well, one, it's fun to make. 2, I learn a lot of shit about Arma when I'm coding this type of stuff. And then I just like releasing stuff. So I've looked online for other good zombie survival like Sandbox like templates. And Ravage is not bad, but it's a mod and it's kind of big, I think, if I remember right. I couldn't find any scripts that does this shit. So there was some, but they weren't. They all used units, or they weren't optimized. So, hey, oh, wait, no, I'm blue 4. Never mind. Fuck. Got excited for a second. Oh man, that got me excited for a second. I thought I had it working. I forgot. I am blue 4, so that's why I'm able to wear this. Weapon holder simulated. Okay. Well, it is returning weapon holder simulated, so that's good. Um, 0 to 100%. How done would you say you are? Yeah, I'm removing the side uniform restrictions right now, and this is actually all this code. Actually, right here. I guess it's not that much. But all this code is currently what handles making the uniforms not site-specific anymore. And it's very complicated. It's not simple like you would think. But as far as how complete I am with this, I mean, it depends what you consider complete. Cause I have a whole list of ideas and features I want to add to this. There's a lot of stuff I have to fix. I still have to finish adding server and client side. Client side, player save progression is working. That's already in. But the client, server side shit like caching the triggers and old zombies and the AI factions that spawn in and all that stuff, that is not done yet. The vehicles. And once I have a base building system, I have to cache all the objects that your players have placed down. So it's kind of far from being done, but as far as getting to the point of like its first release where people will play around with it, I'd say at least 40%. Say at least 40. A lot of the hard stuff is already mostly done. Figure out the strategic mech system. I haven't used Alive. I never actually, or not Alive, Ravage. But I know it's similar to Alive. It's like Alive, but with zombies. I've never tried setting up a mission with it, so I don't know how hard it is or how easy. I heard it's not that hard. People always tell me you should use Ravage. It's so easy. Like, yeah, but that's why I don't want to use it. I like the challenge of coding stuff from scratch, especially when no one else has done it. Without any mods. What the fuck? Where is it? Oh, they're simulated, okay. At this time, it should have... let's see. What is the code? Holder. True. Okay. Variables being set correctly now, which is great. That is fucking awesome. Ravages more ambient zombies spawning around you. There's modules for hordes spawning in certain areas, and there's a loot system. More of a framework than an actual scenario. Yeah, that's what I figured. It's like a lot. I guess you could say it's like live. My voice cracks. Why is it still returning true? It's because of the delay. Yep. I wanted to check both of these. When you're doing a lazy evaluator like this, where you... This is what according to the wiki, the code optimization page, this is the fastest way to have multiple conditions in an if-then statement. But it also, what this does is, if it reaches, when you organize it like this, the first is nil in this case. Since this is returning false, it skips the rest of the condition checks. You only want to do this if you want it to exit out, I guess. You know what? We actually probably shouldn't use any of these. I think about it. Because I kind of do need it to check everything. I think weapon holder. Could probably get rid of this. We'll keep it for now, actually. But yeah, my thing, what I currently have working is... Actually, I have a lot of features. I have 2 systems that spawn in zombies. One that spawns them in large triggers that are created across the map. I have another system that does it proximity-based around players. I also have a furniture spawning script that also spawns in loot, like on shelves and stuff like that, on the dynamic spawn furniture. have a custom inventory system it's not really as custom as you would think. It's not a whole new UI. It's the same Arma. I'm trying to code this to be as intuitive as possible by keeping it true to Arma, where I'm not creating that many custom interface elements. It's played other missions in Arma, and same functionalities are the same in this, but it's expanded on. So you could I basically added custom items to Arma by tricking its inventory system, and now you could like loot food and shit, and you could eat it. It shows up in your inventory, which no one else has done before. No one else has coded a script-based inventory system that allows you to loot items that, like food. For example, I open my inventory. I got a box of cereal. I got a bottle of water, a can of beans, and that's what it looks like though when you put it down. That's the drawback, is that it has no name in the inventory on the add action screen on the left, and the 3D model is just a fucking mag pouch or whatever. But once you open it up in the inventory, you can see the correct image, and it has the right name. I can't set the tooltips for some reason. I guess the config of the tooltip is forced. I'm basically adding hidden magazines that are in Arma, like the vehicle magazines, and I'm using those. And biggest struggle let me make sure I read all that. Biggest struggle I have is trying to get regular scripts working on my dedicated server, locality issues and all that. Chose the wrong career in life to learn scripting. Well, I'm not a programmer, so I do corporate stuff, but it has nothing to do with programming, and yeah. I didn't know any coding before I learned Arma coding. I mean, I'm like, I don't even know how many years in, since 2014 I've been coding, I think. 2013, 2014. I think 2014. Got out in the Army in 2018. Are you still in? Or, well, I guess you said no, because you got out. I was going to say, that would explain it. Your time situation, but, yeah, it's honestly good and bad to learn Arma coding. Like, the new Arma won't be out for another, like, 5 years, probably. At least 3. So I'm not worried about that, but it's a good introduction to coding. You get to learn the things like locality. You get to learn things like what is a global variable, a local variable, what's a string, what's an array, what's a public variable, what else? What functions are. I'm gonna start learning how to use hash maps soon, which that's used in actual programming. That's important to use. It's actually the most optimized way to store large arrays, which I'm definitely gonna need for this mission. What's going on, Kill Carter Gaming? Fucking Irishman. Sitting in the Eden editor for 6 hours staring at triggers in its selection. Trying to figure out how to make a task get assigned once they select the mission in the strategic map. Yeah, second guy. Honestly, my streams aren't always totally dead, if I'm being fair. Like, it's kind of 50-50. Either my stream is dead and no one watches it, or I have like 9 people in the chat, so I don't know. It's more popular when it's like 4 in the morning. When it's 4 in the morning, I'll have like 12 people out of nowhere. So, I don't know if the Europeans like my channel more than the Americans, I don't know. But I'm doing real good. Tip top. Coding is intimidating? Nah, it is at first, I agree. Like, you hear certain words, and you get intimidated. by you're like, oh, function, that sounds scary, or variable, oh, what's a variable? Creating a script file. Meanwhile, creating a script file is as easy as creating a text file. It's almost exactly the same process. But yeah, you'll get there. I intend to make a video, an actual video, not a stream, a video on getting started in coding for Arma, like teaching you what are the basics of Arma code without overwhelming the shit out of you. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of what I've been trying to write down. Oh yeah, this is another system I added. Random houses have their doors locked. The only way to open them is if you have keys. So if I let's see, player, I think add magazine, keys. I should have keys. So I have keys in my inventory. You can have multiple keys. I've got 4 keys. I can open up 4 houses. Once you open one door, you've opened them all. There's no loot in this one, but you can see all the dynamic furniture and shit. And if it intimidates you that I got all this stuff done, it took me like 4 months to code most of this shit that I have right now. So I've been doing this since November 24th, I think, or around that time. I have if you want to see when I first started this project and you want to track the progress I made along the way, if you go to my playlists, I have all my streams, and I try to delete the shitty ones that have no interesting content, where I'm just tired and nothing's going on. But if I'm actually making good progress and stuff, and interacting and whatnot, then I'll actually save the stream, so. Some of them are pretty long though, like one is like almost 10 hours. So that's why I'm trying to keep my streams down to 2 now. That way they're easier for you guys to watch later on. That's when they all give up. 4 AM. And disarm ordnance in the army, but can't make a mission in a video game. About the ability to smash a locked house's windows. And a random house alarm will go off sometimes, maybe much like a Project Zomboid. So actually the alarms thing I do want to do. I guess I could do that with Windows too, never thought of that, but breaking the windows is actually a little bit more complicated. It's not too hard. I mean, it's just tedious, you know what I mean? It comes down to how much time do you spend coding that feature. So basically, if you want to know how to do it, basically you're gonna need to use 2 commands specifically are going to be really important, which is selection names. So like, let's say I want to get all the windows on this house. We'll do, let me see some type of cursor object. Gives me the class name. Also, if you do want to get into coding, I 100% recommend this mod. It's called Advanced Developer Tools. Don't be scared by the name. You don't have to be an advanced coder to know how to use it. It has extremely helpful features. The default Arma tools are so bad that it's gonna hinder your ability to learn and how to code. That's why I'm using this shit. You don't need to know anything fancy. It's just an easier code thing. You can move the windows around. You can resize them. This fucking mod is awesome. You can search in the config viewer like I'm doing right now. Anyway, let's see. Do they have windows defined? Pretty sure there are. These houses have the windows defined. I think they're under selections or something like that. Selection names cursor object. Here we go. So what I'm doing is 2 commands right now. I'm aiming at this house. Press escape. You could do this in the debug window in Arma as well, and without the mod. Just type in selection names cursor object while you're aiming at the house. You run it, local exec, whatever. And it's going to give you a whole list of class names for each selection on that house. So you got the doors, the windows, all that shit. And basically what you would do is you would check the distance of player, or you do something like this. I'm going to do this in like 2 seconds, so it's not going to be perfect, but selection names cursor object. Cursor object you would replace with like the variable name of the house or whatever. I'm just using cursor object because I'm aiming at it. Selection names. And then in the array, we're gonna do, if you really want, if you use the select command, basically you could use an array as the argument. That's probably another scary word for you if you're not sure what the hell that means, but it basically, an argument is something that you're passing to a script, or a list of things that you want to pass on to a script. So this argument is going to be a list of selection names cursor object. I'm basically passing this giant array of strings down here. Strings or anything that's inside of quotes. And this select command is going to let me select specific fucking, what do you call it, elements. I don't know, specific selections. There we go. So say we want select door in _x. Now look, it selected all the door related selection names for this house. But instead we're going to do glass hide. Those are all the windows. So then what we can do is, I'm basically coding this for you, so let's do another thing is selection position. So we're gonna do cursor object. Selection position is another good command. It goes hand in hand with the selection names command. So basically, if you look here, it might be a little hard to see, but the argument is the object, so the house. We want to pull the selection position of a specific selection on the house, so we'll say _x. What's the next thing? This is another reason why this mod is awesome, is as you're typing it out, it's telling you what you need to fill out to finish the command. LOD name, that part I don't know. Let's double check that one. Let me read the chat, sorry. _x, I don't mean to distract you. Alright, so let me take a step back then. I'm that's the problem with my channel too, is I make the assumption that you know a little bit more code than, and it is geared towards the beginners, so let me take a step back. So I'm using the for each command. The for each command is one of my favorite commands. I probably use it too much. And basically, it's just awesome for executing code on a list of shit. So it's the best way to put it. I'm not the most charismatic guy in the world, so bear with me, but I'm basically saying for each, so it's gonna do for each whatever this is, the array. It has to remember, an array is a list. So don't get scared by the words array. Array is basically anything within brackets. This is an empty array right here. My empty array equals this, whatever. So selection names is actually going to return, when you use the command selection names and then a building, for example, it's going to give you an array. And if it has no selection names, it'll be an empty array with nothing in it. Or in this case, it does have a bunch of strings in that array, a bunch of elements. An element could be an object, a fucking string. I'm not going to try to get too crazy, but to answer your question, _x is within the for each squiggly brackets here. I think they're actually called fragmented brackets, but that's too big of a word, so I call them squiggly brackets. And this is where we're actually executing code on each element that is grabbed by this fucking argument, I guess. So this is basically collecting all the glass related selection names from the house, and then I'm going to basically use this code to get the position of each selection name. If you don't know, oh yeah, should I exit out? Fuck. Oh, here we go. If you don't know already, the script wiki is your friend. If you don't use this website, you need to. Every single scripter uses this website, and you won't learn what commands exist if you don't use it. And you could use this I have like fucking like a shit ton of favorites for this website. There's so much information on the wiki. It's not like back in the Arma 1 days where there was like no fucking, what do you call it, documentation on script commands and functions. Now they have a lot more. It's not perfect, but it's way better than what it used to be. So anyway, it tells you what the command does. It gives you an example. It tells you exactly how to use the command, and it even gives you some examples showing you of the command being used and what happens sometimes when you do use it. So, if you're not familiar with this website, then Jesus Christ, start using it. It's extremely useful. It's basically community.bistudio.com/wiki. And best part is probably the script wiki part here. I'll just put it in the chat because it's kind of big. I don't know if YouTube will delete that on your screen, but I just put a link in the chat, and hopefully that helps you out. This will help you out. It's not even like, oh, it might help you. This will help you out. There are so many script commands in this game, much more than Arma 1 and Arma 2. You have to use it. Alright, now that I'm done talking about that, you go back to that script command, selection position. Okay. So I'm going to select memory as the, either memory or hit points. It's going to be one of those, I think. That we'll be selecting the glass. So let's try, god damn it, go back. Memory. Got a script error. Oh, is it because I'm missing a semicolon? No. What's that error? And this error is very useful too. It tells you, see this little hashtag sign with the 2 lines on both sides? That's telling you where the error is. It's not always accurate, but it gives you a rough guesstimation where the bug might be near. And in this case, it's saying that expected array, type number expected array, type number expected array. What the fuck does that mean? How's it a number? Hang on. Comment this out. Okay, it's something to do with the selection position command. Alright, so. The only place you've gone to try to learn scripting? Well, my not to brag, but my channel's got some pretty useful little videos that you can learn from as well. I was gonna do a video today actually, but I got caught up coding this system. Let me make sure I'm not missing any of you guys' chat. Okay, cool. So go back to that command or this page. Turn mode. It's optional, so I shouldn't have to pass that. String. No. Maybe I have to use a string for the second parameter. Let's see. I don't know. Let's try 0. No fucking idea. Oh, there we go. I had to wrap this. Sometimes you have to wrap things in parentheses. When you wrap code or a specific command set in parentheses, it kind of helps the engine know where certain commands are separated. It's hard to explain. I don't know how to explain it, but when I didn't wrap this, so basically the for each command only works when you have an array as the argument, which is this shit, or at least that's what it's supposed to be. So when I didn't have these parentheses here, see how it gives me an error now? That's because it's, I don't know actually. I guess it's, I don't know why that error is happening, but it doesn't know the difference whether I want to use this code, or this code. For whatever reason, that's just the way it is. So the workaround is just simply wrap it in parentheses, so that way you're telling the for each command, hey, this is all the shit I want you to use. Reference. It's not always necessary, but run into a bug. Memory. Try hit points. Okay, nothing there. Geometry. I don't even know what the answer is on this one. I'm just trying to see how it's saying position 000. That's not. Is not correct. It's gonna give me a different position. 000 is kind of a default position that Arma will give when it doesn't have an answer for position. Unless these selections don't have a position, but I'm pretty sure they do. I've dropped the sub. We'll probably scroll through your content after diving tomorrow. Cool. I appreciate that, good sir. Wait, this is not what I need. I don't know why I'm spending this much time coding this, because I may actually use this, so whatever. I'll keep coding it. Geometry. I'm just trying to figure out what the position is. Might be fire geometry. A lot of the things are under that. If not, then I have no fucking idea how to get this to work. I might be pulling the wrong selections, like I said. This is what I use. This is actually very similar code to what I use for my breaching charge script, which I don't think I've released yet. Basically, it turns claymores into breaching charges, blows doors open and shit. And that's another script-only thing I made without any mods. Thanks, Killcarter Gaming. I appreciate that. I need to get back to it. I really do need to start making more videos, because recently I've been getting a lot of people asking me about how to code stuff, and I guess because I've been streaming. So it would be cool to have a lot of videos that I could just redirect people to. But I will probably do a video tomorrow, hopefully, depending how awake I am. No optional. Oh no. What the fuck? You consider doing an open stream one day where you answer some questions and help some people out, like Q&A type thing, like you're sort of doing now, except without distracting you. I mean, I'm not being distracted. I'm just chilling. I like coding. Wouldn't be streaming if I didn't want to be distracted, to be honest. And that's why I don't stream on the weekends, is because that's when I'm coding the real big boy shit that I need to focus on, and sometimes some of that stuff I don't want to release yet or show off yet. Hey, this system's working again, thank God. Oh. This is another system I added, so when you press your I key, it finds all the weapons. Don't worry about this can of food not being found, that's because it is a simple object, it's not actually a lootable item, although if you look at it and you press the enter key, you loot it. I should have a can of beans in my inventory. I got 2 cans. Yeah, I mean, I'm always doing the whole Q&A thing, so if anyone ever pops in, they got questions, I answer them. I don't say, fuck you, I'm coding, leave me alone. Because if that was the case, I wouldn't be fucking streaming. So, don't worry about it. Kind of stuck with what I'm coding right now anyway, so it gives me a good distraction. But, I do not know how to pull the selection positions of these windows, so what I'm going to do is search through this list again. Is it because of glass hide? Is that why? That's why. I have glass underscore. No, this is glass, so it should have pulled all the right ones. Let me make sure. Yeah. There's 2 selection names with glass. We have glass unhide and glass hide. I'm assuming glass hide is when the glass is destroyed. Glass unhide is when it's there. I don't even know. I'm just guessing. I never fucked with the windows in this game yet. So, let's see if this actually works and pulls just the glass. Here it is. As you can see, it's just a list of all the glass. Returns the glass selections, so that should be good. Still weird that the selection position is not working though. Underscore X is gonna be, if you, I guess to clarify too. So this code right here, this shit that's highlighted, is basically, it's this code and it's returning this list. It's giving me all the glass selections for the house. And so underscore X basically operates at, like I said, anything within brackets is an array. And so in this array, in particular, is a whole list of strings. Like I said, strings are anything that's within quotes. And usually it's, a class name of an object or an item or some shit like that. Or variable name, whatever. Not to get too crazy in that explanation, each element, or string in this case, element is more of a generic, vague way of saying that there's shit inside of an array. But every string in this array is separated by a comma. To give you another example too, you might see a lot that you see in scripts that say like, this select 0, this select 1, this select 2. You see like that, like literally like this select 0. Or if they're really smart, they use a pound sign and 0. Pound sign is faster, does the exact same thing, at least when selecting an index. So that's what it's doing. They're selecting the first index of the array. So if I want to select, let's say glass 3 hide is what I want to select for whatever reason, just for the sake of argument. In this array, the first element of every array is always 0. In coding, 0 is always the first index of an array. So this select 0, this select 1, this select 2. And it's as simple as that. Just think of it that way. Everything starts from 0. Instead of it starting from 1, it starts from 0. If I do select 0 here, select 2, select 5, you can see the return down here. Hopefully that clears it up a little bit more too. And so right now I'm trying to get the cursor object is the house in this case because I'm aiming at the house. Selection position, I'm trying to pull the selection position using this fucking for each glass selection, I'm pulling the fire geometry selection position. Right now they're all returning 0, 0, 0 as the position. Don't know why. Geometry. So, I don't know. Jesus, you just gave me a huge revelation on something I almost learned months ago. The select thing actually makes sense now. Something is beeping when I talk? Really? I wonder if it's my phone? It may have been my phone. Let me put it on mute. Although, let me know if it's noticeably doing it again, and I'll check it out. I don't know what the hell it could be, but, sorry about that. But, the select command can actually be used for a bunch of things. Like I said, get this mod, because, especially if you intend to continue watching my streams in the future, you'll be able to track what I'm doing a little bit better. The color scheme you could change as well. That's what I did here. When you go into when you download this mod, if you want, you don't have to. It's something I want to do. You could go to preferences here when you go to the tools, then go to preferences, and then you could go to, you could configure the fucking colors. Where is it? Theme. You could change what you want each thing to be colored. And I use Notepad++ when I'm actually creating scripts. So I tried to mimic my Notepad++ in the game. That way, my brain just identifies the code easier. I don't know. It's easier on the eyes. I actually copied this like font and color scheme from a old Star Citizen programmer video, one of those stupid bug smashers videos that they do. And I was like, that fucking code scheme, that theme looks really cool. I think it's from Visual Studio or Visual Basic, whatever it's called. And I just manually changed the color of everything. But anyway, that is for another time to explain how to do that. I got downloaded as soon as you mentioned it. Hell yeah, it's fucking awesome. So like another thing that's really useful about this mod is it tells you each application of the command when you type it out. So I typed in select, and it tells you, once you learn what these things are, it'll be a lot easier, and it'll be common sense to you. Obviously, right now you're starting out. It's spooky. It's scary. It sounds like you need a fucking college degree. You don't. I'm a dirtbag from New York that I was working at a body shop for fucking $10 an hour when I was making videos, so I'm no fucking genius. So actually, when I was making the radio script, I was making $7 an hour at a fucking bar. Trash. And I was like 27 years old. Fucking loser. Now I'm doing good work, so I'm not complaining. I'm in a good place now, but my point is I never went to college, none of that shit. Fucking I graduated high school because my teachers did my tests for me because they thought I was gonna be famous. They thought I was gonna be a comedian or an actor. But yeah, had no interest in doing that shit. You have to be a pedophile to do that stuff nowadays anyway, so fuck that. Fuck that shit. So anyway, getting back to it without getting into politics. Select. You can see here it says array is the argument on the left. And then what would you call this on the right? Statements? I think they're called statements on the right. Statement could be an index, so select 0 would be the statement. So like the array of selection names house. Select 0. That's how you would do it. It's like the example I had shown you. And then the second example I've never used before, so I don't want to actually go over that one. I actually don't know what the fuck this one does yet. But the one I use the most is array, select, and then code. I mean, you could also do it with configs. That's also useful, but you're not gonna have to fuck with configs for a while. Learn the basics and everything first. Configs are a little bit more. They're not that difficult actually, but like I said, it always depends on what you're trying to do. So select code is actually this right here. So notice I'm using the select command, but I'm not selecting 0. I'm selecting code, and code is within these squiggly brackets. Notice how there's code being executed within these squiggly brackets, and it's circumstantial when you do add these little squiggly brackets and then code in it. Hopefully I'm not going to confuse you, but it shows you the context here that you want to have code right after. So instead of select 0, I decided to have code, and the code is I want to select anything that has the word glass in the whatever this fucking selection names thing is passing. And notice that selection names was passing doors, glass, all this other shit. It's gonna pick. That's what _x is. It's gonna be a string, like the name of glass, the door, but it's gonna be within quotes. And a lot of these are like glass _hide. So I'm not looking for the full word. I'm just looking for, is the word fucking glass anywhere in this string? If so, it's gonna pick it. It's gonna change this array into just glass related an array of strings that have the word glass in it. And then yeah, simple as that. Hopefully that narrows it down. I don't want to over explain it. then you get confused. But yeah, anyway, this is a system I'm still working on where you press the I key and it gathers the weapon holders around the player, and you can click. It basically uses the command world to screen, and that's what it does. It gets the position of the item or object, whatever, and tries to put it on your screen. The issue, well, you can't really see it, but the issue is that it still returns a world to screen position even if it's not on your screen. I'm assuming they did that for ultra wide screens or people who use like 40 monitors around them. Like, I don't know, they want to be like fucking the Oracle and the Matrix or something. I don't know, but I could be literally facing this way, and it'll pull the world to screen position on one of these fucking weapon holders. It's not doing it now because I have a check right now that's making sure the items are in front of me. But yeah. Sorry for not reading your chats. Let me get back to that. I hope it was helpful though. A high-pitched whine almost, sort of like a magnet that is too close to your computer way back in the day. Really? Fuck. I'll move my phone away. Maybe it's just my adapter at work. You know what it is too? If you hear that static right now, that static is Arma. That's just a very annoying sound bug when I'm alt-tabbed. That only happens when... Usually it only happens when I'm actually, like, in a server where... It's because the AI are shooting guns and it's, like, stacking the sound effects. I don't know, it's the way Arma handles sound and doesn't know how to just stay in its own fucking program. I don't know how to explain it, but hopefully that's what it was. If you still hear popping now, from this point on forward, then let me know. But get back to your chat. Any conciliation? I found you funny. Thank you. Yeah, and I noticed that a lot of people find my channel to be funny. They love how I tell my viewers to go fuck themselves. Like, you know, it's just a joke. I'm not whatever. I literally don't care. I actually decided not to monetize my channel because I don't know. I'm never gonna be a big YouTuber, and I don't want to be. I just want to have like a couple thousand subs and that's it. I mean, if I get some donations, awesome. If not, it's all good. The whole purpose of me creating this channel is because when I first started learning how to code, in my opinion, the community was very hostile, and it was not, a lot of the people I went to, at least it was just in the Arma unit that I was in. All their coders though were like, I'd ask for help and they'd tell me go fuck myself, go fuck yourself. I had to teach myself how to code. You're gonna have to figure out too. Like, literally no help. Like, they were total scumbags, Now I notice that there's not that many people like that anymore. Those people are shitbags, but I thought at the time that that's how the community was, so I was like, you know what, fuck this guy, all these fucking stupid faggots. Like, let me just make my own channel to help people out, because I finally started learning how to code, and I was like, it's not even that hard. You go to get some help, and people tell you go fuck yourself, so I made this channel, and that's why I started saying it as a joke, but play on that. But anyway, yeah, Johnny Boy, I know he's he likes my closing statements and a few other people. But yeah, thank you for your service, good sir. I know it's awkward, but when someone says that, but more badass than me. I never enlisted, so I did go to MEPS once, and I was underweight. If that tells you anything, but still a shitbag nonetheless. When you do the for each, isn't it that saying for each of these things do this? Exactly. That's exactly what it's doing. That's the best way to put it. And you can add an extra layer. I should have said this as well. You can add an extra layer of checks within the for each. So you can even use if then else. So this is like the more extreme way of using if then. You don't have to have an else statement, by the way. Like, you never ever have to do if alive player, which means player is alive, If you put an exclamation point next to this, it means if player is dead. If you put basically the alive command returns a Boolean variable. Another scary word. Boolean or bool. A Boolean or bool is true or false. That's it. That's all it means. It means that a bool, whatever this code here is going to execute, it's going to return a bool, which means it's going to return true or false. So if the player's alive, true. If the player's dead, false. And you can even reverse things. So if I do, let me go down here. If I do false and then put an exclamation point here, it's going to say true. Watch. True. See? If I get rid of the exclamation point, it's false, as it says. If I do true, it's true. Put an exclamation point, it's false. It's faster to do true or false because it doesn't have to reevaluate itself or whatever, but there's like no performance impact from what I've seen, so it's up to you, but there are cases where I'll have like reverse statements for the bool variable or result that I want. What else? Anyway, so if player is alive, then player set damage 1, which that's going to kill the player. 1 is the maximum damage you could set on anything. 1 means 100%. If I did 0.5, that's 50% damage. And the set damage command, by the way, sets how much health you have. It doesn't add damage. If you want to add damage, then you would do, well, that's actually complicated. Arma's damage system is pretty shitty. So, well, with that said, you would do like, damage player plus 0.5. So this command would say if the player's alive, then player set damage whatever his health currently is plus an extra 50. Actually, no, you would do minus because you want to subtract. If you do plus 0.5, then you're adding health. If you do minus 0.5, then we're gonna subtract from whatever his current health is. If the player is dead, then we're gonna delete vehicle underscore X. In fact, instead of player, we'll use underscore X to make this a bit, that way it makes more sense to you. Make this actually bigger so you can see what the hell's going on. And as far as how, how the code is written, you don't have to make it a certain way. You organize it a certain way. It's for aesthetics. So like if I do this, I've only been coding like this because everyone has been bitching to me that I don't code pretty. And I don't give a fuck about pretty code. I just make code work and I make it run efficient. So like I prefer to make my code really compact. Like I'll show you. I have screenshots of some of my messy ass code. Like this. That's actually not even the messiest code I ever had, but I may not have any examples on me, but I like when code is compact. Notice there's like no spaces between things. You don't really need spaces between. Well, you do need spaces, but it depends where it's at. Anyway, I'm gonna go off on a tangent. I'm already going off on tangent after tangent, so I'm gonna shut the fuck up. But hopefully, gives you. You guys still hear that fucking sound? It should be good to go now. I move my mic. I'm also typing. I wonder if that's maybe the noise cancellation or something that's getting fucked up from me typing. I hate people that portray a false personality just because they make a video or stream. Just tells me that they are uncomfortable with who they really are. Still doing the thing after leaving a game. I don't know what the fuck it could be. That static issue. I'll try to figure that out later then, after the stream. Try resetting the mic. Alright. Why not? Fuck it. I'm just gonna unplug it and replug it in, so stand by. I'll catch up in the chat in a second. Let me make sure that the set correctly. Yeah, microphone is set. You know what it is too, hang on. Audio enhancements is not enabled, so... Alright, stand by. Could have been the USB port. Mic check. Radio check. OBS says my mic is working, but I don't know. Again, I can just check myself. Still doing the thing? Really? What the fuck? You know what? It could be one of the filters. So let me see if I can turn them off. Remove my noise gate. And you know what? Move them both. Fuck it. Alright, I'm removing the noise gate. I really don't like doing that because now I'm hot micing. But it's just a test to make sure. If it's still doing that fucking static shit, then I don't know. I have no idea what else it could be. It's not that bad. Unless OBS has an extra audio channel? That's a good question. What is the audio channel it's using? It's my main one. Use device timestamps. No, I don't think I need that. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. I don't know what the hell's going on. If you guys still here, then what the fuck? Advanced audio properties. I wonder if it's because it has all these tracks selected. I don't know. I don't know enough about it. I'll have to check back on it. I apologize. I didn't know I was having microphone issues. It's a Blue Yeti, but I've had it for a few years. Shit, I've had it at least 3. Fuck, more than that. When did I get this? I got this, damn. 4 or 5 years ago? I don't know the lifespan on them. Let me add my noise gate real quick. Gate. And suppression. Do I need suppression? Yeah, because of the mic, because of the computer in the background. Alright. Hopefully it's good now. Well, you know, I don't want to create... I mean, my content is shitty enough as it is, so I'd like to make it not blatantly obvious that my content is shit. You know, I don't even have a webcam on, you know what I mean? Like, if you're a streamer and you don't have a webcam, what are you doing? But My excuse is that my fucking room, my apartment is kind of exposed to the community, and it would just look weird to have a green screen behind me or something. I could turn on my webcam and just you'd see the background, but I don't know. It might take up too much of the screen. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know nothing. All right. Arma is a very in-depth game under the surface. The community of veterans I've been Zeusing for these past years are guys who haven't even read the field manual. Spend days reading documentation. How simple would it be that instead of changing the player health, you would simply try to return it? So if you just want to return the player's health, you just do damage X. Damage _ X. Simple as that. That's it. So let's say I want to do a for each on all players. Well, it's not going to return anything because I have to. Hey, does this work? Let me see. All players. Yeah. Like, all players is returning nothing because I'm not in a server. In the editor, it doesn't return anything. So let me go in the game. I hate pictures, or I hate webcams. If I wanted pictures, I would go to an art gallery. Well, I don't like streams either. I don't feel it makes sense for me to have a webcam. Well, it's not that I don't think it makes sense. It's just that I feel like it distracts from the code, but at the same time, there's a lot of dead air when I'm coding too. So I mean, it is what it is. When you're streaming, people just want to stare at your face. I don't know. So. Okay, here we go. Here we go. So see, for each player, and also just so you know, this is only going to return the last element. When you're using the for each command, if you're just going based on this, like let's say I want the variable be like, let's say DMG is going to be the name of my variable. Then _ DMG is only going to be 0.1. Do all units. There's plenty of units on the map right now, but notice that it's saying 0. So whatever the last unit in the array was, it's using that. So how do you pull every player's health? So like and put that into a list. You simply, well, actually, here's how I do it. There's different ways to do it. Everyone has their way. I prefer to have a private variable. This is only if you want it to be a global variable, then you could do that too. Be like, you know, fucking Souls DMG or everyone HP, whatever I want the variable name to be. And we're going to use the pushback command. The pushback command is an actual command in programming too, I believe. It works like this. Everyone HP push back. I'll put this in parentheses just to be safe, but you don't actually know I'm not. Might get confused. Damage _ X. And what this is gonna do is it's gonna populate this list. So what it does is it pushes whatever this is into this list or array. So let me get rid of that private. Can't have a private global variable. That makes no sense. There it is. There's 4 units placed down. We have one guy with 0.1. That's me. Health is 10%. And then there's 3 other AI units with full health. 0 means full health. 1 means they have 0% health. It's 100% damage is really what it is. So 10% damage, 0% damage, 0% damage, 0% damage. Hopefully that makes more sense. If you're trying to operate, just do this within one script, like you just want the script itself. Because you don't want to create global variables everywhere. That's not optimized. Private variables are... So if you have let me explain this too. Variable with a anything that starts with an underscore is a local variable. So this local variable, like this, will pass on its result, whatever its return, to any scripts that are subsequently called from here. So if I do, let's say, I don't know. Whatever. Better, if I call this function, I think I could just leave it like this, and it should pass on to the next script. If I call it just like this, then it's automatically going to pull these local variables, because they kind of, what do you call it? They pass on to the scripts that are called afterwards, whatever, which is not always great. And in fact, I just realized that I do this in my radio script, and that's actually a major memory leak, or it can become one. So how do we fix that? How do we make it so that this local variable doesn't get passed on to other scripts? Well, you just do make it private. And you can make private variables multiple ways. Yeah. A private variable typically cannot be modified. So let me rephrase that. A private variable typically cannot be modified when it's outside the scope of code that's trying to call on it. So let's say I get rid of this for each shit. Let's say we do if, I don't know, a live player, or not even. Yeah. If live player, then everyone HP, whatever. I'm defining, so see here, this is called a scope. I mean, this is starting to get a little bit more in the weeds, but this block of code is a scope, and scopes are kind of, it's basically squiggly brackets and code within it. And you could have multiple scopes within each other. So I could, let's say we do another if then else or whatever. It's the easiest example that's coming to my mind. So like if, I don't know, not a lot, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what else. Like how, I don't know a good example that's more practical, but this is a scope within a scope. And now look what happens. Well, let's first give me a script there. Let me fix that. Oh yeah, damage player. Let me wait for this error to go away. That way you know it's working. All right, see, no script errors. Looking good. Okay, now look what happens. I'm gonna do everyone's HP. Notice that this is outside the scope. There's nothing down here. Why isn't it fucking returning anything? That's because we're defining the variable inside of another scope. It's this we're referencing this variable outside of its own scope. So the main scope, whatever you want to call it, doesn't know about this shit. So we do that. There we go. Problem solved. We do this. How do you get the return? You just simply type in the variable name. That's the return. Now it works a little bit more as you intend. All right. Now that we're done with that, I think it's enough of me explaining that shit. Hopefully that makes sense. Let me get back to my code. I forgot what the hell I was even doing. Oh yeah, that's right. I was doing the this pain in the ass shit. Okay, so I appreciate you guys' engagement in the chat, by the way. Likes on the streams also help boost the algorithm and all that. Even the dickhead who's trolling, you know, his engagement in the chat and also his dislike or whatever the fuck he did counts as positive, you know, as positive engagement, so it helps the channel out. Helps expose the channel. I don't do this for money. I do it because it's fun. I just enjoy teaching people Arma code. And that's about it. I've learned a lot. Holy shit. I appreciate the explanations. Scopes make a lot more sense now. I told my wife I'd come to bed soon, like 4 hours ago. I'll check out some of your other content. Alright, sounds good. Definitely get back to that wife and put in some work. Maybe I'll see you in the stream tomorrow. Who knows? You got it anytime. If you have any more questions tomorrow, you know me. I'll answer whatever I can in the description of the stream. After all, but I'm gonna go ahead and continue talking to myself or Phil Carter Gaming, whoever else is listening, because I know there's people who actually watch these after the fact. Take it easy. So, let's see, what the hell was I coding? Oh yeah. Put down a... I mean, I enjoy answering you guys' questions because... I forgot they even have this class name of a unit. Why am I dying? Oh, because I'm bleeding. Shit. I need a bandage. Layer. Oh shit. I have a bleeding system added so that you hit by a zombie, he has a 50% chance or something like that to make you bleed, and the only way to stop it is if you have a first aid kit or a bandage. Bandage my wounds here. Someone's always listening? Well, I hope so. I looked at my analytics today and I was like, damn, I'm only some of my streams only get like 30 views, but it's just pretty bad. Sit down too. But the thing is, I try not to get discouraged by it because YouTube is a site where you can have 10 viewers and then one day you just blow up, or not blow up, but you get an influx of viewers. You know, it may become a recommended video, and now I have 200 views on this out of nowhere, or some guy shouts out my channel or whatever that has more, whatever, fucking bull. Oh yeah, this is actually the wrong class name. We need a guy of a different side. That's what we're testing. Yeah, I like teaching you guys over at the stream because whenever I do decide to make a video, it helps me learn or narrow down how I can explain stuff. And if I find out that it makes sense over the stream, then when I do a video on it, it should be pretty clear to whoever else. Oh, it's working! Oh, no, it's not. It deleted it. The uniform. Oh, no, I have my old uniform. What is it doing? Oh, I'm so close. It's finally actually doing something. Fuck. If you want to know how to make loadouts for players, you could use the arsenal, and then it's exactly how I made loadouts for my AI, because I have these AI settlements that spawn in, and the way I did their loadouts is I would just go, you know, whatever, put down a random guy, say I put down a survivor, for example. Right click him, go to edit loadout. I create my little loadout. Okay, yeah, give him a gun, whatever. all that good shit. And once you're done with, and you're happy with the loadout, you hit export. You hit export. What I do is personally I have a script, but if you want to have it init.sqf and then it selects the loadout based on whatever criteria, that's fine too. But here's what I do, if I could find it. This. So. Oh wait, it's not export. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's not the export command. Wrong command. Wrong command. It is actually. Show it to you right now. That was my bad. Just led you on how to get it real quick. But use the get unit loadout command. And I just run up to the little guy that I decorate, make him look good, and then I go into the game. I aim at him with my gun like I was doing with the house. I do like get unit loadout cursor object, and then that's gonna give me format I need of all his shit to use the set unit loadout command. So get unit loadout, or if you want to load in as that unit that you're decorating or whatever you want to call it, dressing up, you could do it get unit loadout player and do it like this. Then you just copy this, just paste it in, and then what this code does in this context here is based on the side of the unit I'm calling the function on. This is a function I made. There's a switch based on side, so if it's west, and it's gonna select it's gonna set unit loadout and then select random. And I have this array of fucking random loadouts. And that's pretty much it. Hopefully I didn't explain it too fast. But that's how I've been doing it. That's the best way, in my opinion, to get these loadouts, is to do it that way. Do not do it from the arsenal. That's outdated shit. You can do it from the arsenal, but it's basically the arsenal gives you an entire script that you have to execute to set that loadout, whereas which is old school shit. That was before the get unit loadout and set unit loadout commands existed. Those commands didn't exist until the Apex DLC, and Virtual Arsenal's been out well before that. So keep that in mind. If you're using the export feature in the arsenal, that is outdated. It is much more efficient and easier. Efficient to do, and the code. Just know how to do it. It's actually really simple. It's just a fucking array. You get and set. Can't get it easier than that. Is the arsenal alright? And went about it the hard way. Well, my god. Bless your heart. I mean, like I said, that was the original way to do it. But I recommend doing get unit loadout, and then how do I set the unit loadout? Player, set unit loadout. And then if you copy and pasted the loadout, you can just paste it. Or whatever, I don't know. If you decide to have the loadout in a variable that selects a random one, maybe, whatever, then you can do it this way also. Get it? Get unit loadout. Player, or whatever object it is, stuff like that. But yeah, that'll make your life way easier. Trust me. Once I found that, I only found out about that, that method of getting, creating loadouts from the MacV SOG missions. I was like, that's a fucking common sense way of doing it. Why didn't I think of that? So now, ever since then, I've been using it in that context. But wait, let's get back here to this code. Sip of water so I don't die of dehydration. I've barely made any progress with this since I started the stream because I got a little distracted. Actually, that's not true. I made good progress. We're actually pulling the correct weapon holder now, so we're looking pretty good. It's actually working. So, I did break something else though, but that's okay. I just have to refactor a lot of my code right now. Oh, it's because of this. That's why. Why isn't that? Why do I set this after? I'm pretty sure I should call this first. Well, up here. Hmm. Paste the data into the player's init and remove the comments. It works fine, but I knew there was an easier way. Yeah, definitely. That'll be a. You may even notice a good difference in the loading of the mission too when you first initialize in. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think my next video I'll do tomorrow is the Arsenal closed scripted event handler. If I do it tomorrow, that'll be the one I do. It's the easiest one. I kind of showed how to do it the other day, yesterday, or the day before. I mean, very basic. It saves your loadout. When you respawn, it saves the loadout. Whenever you close your arsenal, it saves your loadout, so that when you respawn, you have whatever you had when you closed the arsenal. Not useful if you don't have an arsenal mission, obviously, but if you do, good little code. I even have some additional code for my Altus Insurgency mission that, based on the gear that you have, it tells everyone in your squad what role you're fit to serve in. If you have a 203 on your gun, it tells everyone that you're a grenadier. If you have a med kit, it tells everyone you're a medic when you select those items. And you can have multiple roles. I show that off some other time. Making a loadout pool so that players can pick from any of the items regardless of role. Made loadouts for all possible roles. I must be mad. You sound like the guy in our group. There's a guy in our Arma community that is so particular. I mean, and that's what I love about him working on some of my stuff, like my bases for some of my missions. Spent 3 years placing objects on that Takistan base that I quickly showed you guys that one time. And he meticulously placed everything. I mean, fucking everything. I mean, it's insane. The amount of shit he placed and the detail in it, ridiculous. And he could have even gone crazier, but I told him to chill because now it's getting to the point where almost 10,000 objects in. It might be more than that, I forget, but it's starting to get some lag. I really want to show it off. It's such a cool mission, but it's not ready yet. It's far from being ready. That's the problem with all my projects, is they're always fucked and they're too far. My vision is always too ambitious. That's the biggest downside to having ambition or whatever, ambitious projects, is that it takes forever to get fucking progress done. It's daunting, it gets exhausting, it gets extremely frustrating. Especially if you think about it, how much more work there is to do, but it's all good. Alright, so the code I need to fix is weapon holder object needs to be fixed, which is this. I just need to put that if and else shit in here. Okay. Of course, we love it. That's what it's all about. Being able to push. And that's the thing, too. Like, Arma is a heavy game. And yeah, it's not as optimized as it could be. The next Arma will be much more optimized. I will say that. Like, I don't know what direction they're going on with the new Arma. So far, they basically said that they're working on I get their reasoning, but they're basically making a PUBG or fucking some kind of PvP arena based FPS, and that's going to be the start of Arma. They're not focused on AI at all right now, which I'm not thrilled about, but I get it. They're rebuilding the entire engine. The AI is going to be sophisticated as fuck. They're just doing this PvP shit to have something to play with the new engine that they're working on. And then, you know, mods and AI and fuck. If they don't add AI, players are going to have to code it in, and that might even be better anyway. So, then, man, if we have full control or nearly full control of the engine, pathfinding, nav meshes, fucking forget about it. Should we? If I get into the new Arma, and I probably will, I don't know. I don't know if I'll become a game developer or if I'll just stick to modding Arma. I haven't decided yet, but if I do stick to Arma modding, I will definitely make a an AI that is capable of Squad 3 level CQB. Unless Arma 4 happens to have AI that good, then, which I fucking doubt. But I would love to code that. That'd be. I love CQB. I think it's super cool. If you really know about it, how it's done and shit. I'm very particular with things, so I think I could do a good job with it. But anyway, it probably, I don't know. I may require a lot of math. I'm just talking shit. See what happens. Weapon holder. We're gonna return the object of. We're just gonna do this then. Do. I am hopeful that this works. I pray to God it works. Your object. I hate using global variables because it's not efficient. But I think for what I'm doing, it's just a quick little. It's one or two global variables, and I'm going to quickly nil them when I no longer need them. And that's the most efficient way to use variables is to get rid of them when you don't need them anymore. Scripts typically nil themselves, aka, you know, when I do this, whatever variable name and then equals nil, that's going to delete the variable because nil means nothing. And it automatically deletes the variable. So we're not going to do that right now, though. We're going to do nearest object. Well, they're simulated. Beep-be-doo. I don't think we need this set variable shit anymore because we kind of already do that in the first time we check the weapon holder. Oh, we don't need the hint we will take out. Yeah, we'll move this too. Oh yeah. Close that out, and now need to do one last line of code here. Well, actually, do it here. If oh yeah, CQB is close quarters battle. Sorry. So, and I may have discussed this. Yeah, I think I did when I first started streaming. I was showing you guys. I don't know if I showed you, but I had shown some proof of concept code that I had. I have like a demo mission of AI that's able to clear houses, and you know, like they get out of the fatal funnel, they move to their points of domination. They know to watch staircases. You know, they know how to aim up the staircase and wait for a target, and as soon as a target comes within view, they engage. I got all that shit working. The problem is, I can actually get the AI to do CQB and Arma to an extent. There's some limitations, but with enough determination and I don't know if I really saw a value in getting it done, I can actually do it. But it would be a massive undertaking because I have to customize the AI room clearing every house in every room of every house in Arma 3. Similar to my furniture script, I would basically create templates, basically template code, I guess, or a function for each house where a group of guys, you know, 4+ would go in and clear it or something like that. Johnny Boy has a really good CQB style code. It's not specifically CQB. I think his is more you have to predefine things in the editor or something like that, but essentially, and I think there's a drawback too, where if the point man dies, the rest, that's at least in my own code. I don't know about Johnny Boys. I haven't checked it out too much, but I know that in my code, if point man dies or anyone else in the stack dies, they all kind of freeze up and don't know what to do. So it was just proof of concept, but I got all excited about it, and I'm still pretty stoked about it, but I don't know if I'll ever finish it because it's a lot of work. A shit ton of work. A lot of working around Arma is the biggest thing. Kill this, then else. Alright, that should be it. And now I pray to Jesus that this code works. Please, God. Other video. There's actually so many videos I could do on Arma, like just so many convenient blocks of code. I really need to just get off my ass and just do it. So many easy videos, like the one I just did just now, like you know, the init 3den SQF. Most people don't even know about it, or how to use it, why you would use it. I use it to optimize the editor a little bit so that shit loads faster, or I make it so that it lets me auto export to multiplayer, so I don't have to keep clicking the fucking drop downs. save, and then export. Now it automatically does it. Gotta make videos. How to do it. Side. Script error, but it's gotten further down the line in the code, so that's awesome. Type object expected string. Type object expected string for add. What was that? Add uniform? That's what it said. Okay. Right. Yeah, you got overlapping variable names. Oh. I think this is what I meant to rename it to. Right? Yeah. Perfect. Okay, that was my bad. I used the wrong variable name. All day making SQF and SQS files. It was great fun. SQS? You still use that shit? That's outdated. As far as I know, there's no... I don't know why you would need to make an SQS file. Maybe something I don't know. There's tons of shit I still don't know in Arma. Shit, I haven't even used the unit capture functions yet in Arma. But yeah, last time I looked at SQS, that's like a whole nother... That's like an Arma 1. A lot more limited, less commands and shit. I think the only benefit might be certain scripts that Arma automatically identifies, like I can't even remember what the hell they are. That's how long it's been since I even looked at SQS. No idea. Oh my god. No, I didn't add it. Fuck. But it's no script error, so I actually don't know what even happened. Here's my uniform. I deleted my items, though. Okay, he completed the function. So that's pretty fucking cool. We're getting there. Obviously, I'm not wearing a uniform, and I removed the one I had, so I need... Let's see, I need to pull the object. Bear with me, I'm trying to figure out my own code. Item cargo global. This probably didn't work because... Yeah. I'm not in here, I'm not checking. I wonder if we just do this. Would that fix it? If you use clear item cargo or remove item, or use them both actually on a weapon holder, it actually does not generate a script error. I don't know if it populates a error in your client-side logs, server logs, but I'm going to use it for now, just for simplicity's sake. You are cool, buddy. Well, I try. Not really. Don't try at all, actually, but I'm just here to be a resource. Yeah. It's fun when I have people in the chat actually talking and I'm not talking to myself. Or, you know, whatever. Whoever is gonna watch it later on. Motivates me a little bit more. Even though I didn't make much progress on my own actual code. I don't know. I just enjoy teaching people. That's with anything. Even at my job, I teach people shit. So, technical stuff, or whether that be vehicle related, claims related, or insurance related, or fucking even code related. I actually was selected to train people to do programming for Excel. I created a tool, or collaborated on creating a tool at the company I work at, and it was a really bullshit tool that they ended up using. And then once I left that department, they were like, "Oh, we got some programmers that we can, you know, they already know programming. You just go ahead and just show them how to, like, how you made the tool, whatever. You know, show them the variables, whatever." I go in there, and these people don't even know any. They have never coded before. They don't know what variables are. They don't know what functions are. They don't even know what Excel is. So, with that said, they never found anybody to continue coding it. It's funny. I still tried to teach them. I tried to teach them variables, but they were just, I was talking at them because they were so lost. They had no interest, and yeah, that's the thing. I enjoy teaching, but you gotta fucking have the interest. You know, pay attention when I'm telling you how to do it. Don't fucking tell me you want to be taught, and then I sit there for 30 fucking minutes, or 2 hours in that case, explaining these things, asking if you understand, and then yeah, sure, yes me to death, and then they tell people that fucking training sucked. You know. Meanwhile, they're on their phones, fucking jerking off. Anyway, it's work. My job that has nothing to do with programming. I just did it as a way to add value to my position at the time because COVID was going on and there's a massive downsizing going on. So, like, oh, let me create some tools for the company real quick for free, and that actually saved my ass. People might say, "Oh, why are you gonna code for a fucking billion-dollar company?" Well, if you don't, and they start downsizing, guess who's getting fucking axed? You. You're the type of guy that's gonna do the bare minimum, and eventually they're gonna find out, and you're gonna get fucked. I've been with the company for 16 years. Yeah, well, guess what? They're gonna say, we're paying this guy too much, and you're fucking gone. So, I was a subject matter expert, and fucking was still. They were ask. I heard from bosses that they were gonna lay me off, and 2 bosses, thank God, were like, "Fuck no." So, and it's all because of the little things you do on the side. Anyway, I'm sorry for going off on a tangent. It's pointless fucking little thing. It's not even about brown nosing or anything like that. I mean, yeah, you can play the game, but it's just adding value to your job. I don't want to get laid off, so I do what I gotta do. People talk shit, Emma. You know, I've heard people talk shit like, "Oh, fucking guy kissing ass." Well, why I'm still employed and you're not? Well, I'm making more. Not that I'm making much. I'm making like fucking less than 50,000. So, but that's a fuck ton more than what I was making in New York. That's for damn sure. Yep, exactly. You don't know what you don't know, right? So, and there's a lot of people. I mean, back in New York too, the jobs I had there, that's another place where it had that old Arma community mindset where it's like, go fuck yourself, figure it out on your own. So that's also part of the why I am the way I am. People refusing to show you how to do things or teach you shit. And it'll be stuff like, for example, in Arma. Like, to get back more on topic, I'm sorry if I went on a weird tangent there about work or whatever, but it's not just work, it's life in general. But with Arma, for example, in Arma, when I was first learning how to code, I was asking like, how to do really easy, basic things that you can explain to someone in like 2 minutes. Like, hey, how do I set the position of this guy to like the respawn marker? Really basic and easy. Oh, just do player set pause, get marker pause, and then the name of the marker. Instead, I get into a fucking 10-minute argument about how I'm an asshole that I didn't Google it for 4 hours. I didn't search through the forums, which don't ever fucking return the results I want. This and that. What's going on, fish? A lot of people will tell you, "Well, you didn't search the forums." Who the fuck checks you? Who uses the search function on a forum? What is this, fucking 2003? Yeah, I'm gonna search on this forum with 40 million posts. I search what I want to search, and then I get like 500,000 fucking results that have nothing to do with what I wanted to search for. People have a short memory. I mean, what I will say is like, hey, you can at least Google it, you know, maybe search on YouTube, but that's about it. Like, if you've done that and you still haven't figured it out, whatever, you know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. And sometimes you don't know what to Google. You're so lost or you're so inexperienced that you don't know what it is that you don't know. You're like, I don't know how to do this thing, but I don't know how what I want to do translates into code. So how do I fucking search that? So it takes you years probably to get to that point to realize. Maybe not years. It takes you months, probably 6 months. If you really took learning Arma code seriously, it'll take you a long time to narrow down your searches by a lot. So now every time I want to search something, I usually find a result that pertains to what I want to do. You know, some quick little block of code or a reference or an explanation on how something works or is broken in Arma or something like that. Anyway, what am I doing? Something wrong with the weapon holder object being passed. I think it's not using the right command or so. It's because of the add item cargo. Is that why? Actually, do I even add the items back to the weapon holder? Hang on, I don't think I have a function for that yet. Oh, I do. It's right here. Okay. Actually, okay. Well, what I could do here is I can update this. So if I'm just a boomer, I guess. Well, boom it up, because I don't know. This old. Let's see. There's older people. I know older people that do programming and modeling. These are like people who have trash experience in Arma, and just games at all. I mean, in total, like the old fart kind of guy, and is way better, extremely good actually. Like at Unity, putting games together in Unity, insane. I don't even know how that makes sense. So Unity must be way easier than I think. I would love to learn Unity and make my own game instead of code Arma, but coding Arma is so easy at this point and so fun that it's hard to get away from. And I want to finish all my projects. The radio script is so close to being done. The Takistan Insurgency massive overhaul is getting there. I want to finish that. Furniture script is pretty much done. I mean, I just need to turn it into a mod so that everyone's happy. Make it a server-side mod. And that's pretty much it. There's a bunch. I mean, this project I'm working on too, I guess, would be nice to get to a playable state. 2 weeks to learn how to make real terrain map. Jesus Christ, yeah, I tried learning how to make a terrain because all I wanted to do is I wanted to get DBO Afghanistan, which is made by DBO or whatever, Beanso Bino, whatever the fuck his name is. He has this like 40,000 kilometer sized map of Afghanistan, but for whatever stupid reason, he copied and pasted all the objects from Stratus all over the map. And so all I wanted to do was go into the terrain editor and delete all those objects. That's it. And then I was gonna make an accurate Afghanistan map terrain. And you guys see me how particular I am with placement of objects and shit. I would make it legit as fuck. But unfortunately, the tools are so bad and they crash a lot too that I was like, yeah, it's not worth it. Moving on. I was gonna make an 810 and an AH-64D like heavy flight sim type mission for Arma on that, but terrain tools no good. What am I doing here? If is nil. Let's see. Having server issues. Well, it depends what are the issues you're having with the server. Are you trying to set up a dedicated server? Are you client hosting? Yeah, server management is a pain in the ass, I will say. I have an Arma server, or our Arma unit has a server, and I host my missions on it. And it's very annoying having to update the mission, make sure the mods are updated, make sure the buy keys are updated in the keys folder of the server. Fucking configuring the server's difficulty and this and that. It's a pain in the ass. But it's worth it once you're done. Don't know. This is the way to do it. Code's getting a little wacky now. So we'll nil that global variable down here. I could probably do it higher up, but I don't want to break anything yet. Let's see. Oh, that's right. You told me about the NASA terrain thing. That's fucking cool. That's a really smart way to get the data too. So you know of or knew of. I don't know if the guy still does it. I mean, my ex-girlfriend's brother in mission control for Mars project. New Jersey. Actually, no. Where was that? Arizona? New Mexico, Arizona, or New Jersey? One of those. Maybe it was Texas. I can't remember what state. Probably Texas, because yeah, it was Texas because he was remember SpaceX and NASA stuff he was doing. But have you worked with any milsim groups in Arma? Of course, I'm actually I'm kind of in one. Or I'm in a Arma group, but we're not. The milsim group that we're in is not heavy on the reality of like ranks and making people do trainings and shit. We just play Arma. We play whatever missions are fun, whatever. Play other games also, but we try to play tactically, realistically. That's where the milsim stuff comes in. So we'll use realistic army tactics, and communication and stuff. If everybody's in the mood, we'll play pretty fucking legit, But we're not gonna be telling people to address people by rank and call them sir and whatever other cringe shit. I've been in those groups before. I was in a Arma 2 group called JSF, Joint Strike Force, and then another one called Delta Force, and those were really serious milsim groups. Not terribly serious, but pretty fucking serious. Where they, make you run around an airbase if you fucked up. Stupid stuff. In a video game, it's retarded. It had ranks. It was just weird. So I'm in a more casual milsim group, where at least the tactics are more realistic, and some of the communication. And what's the most realistic of it all is the content that us mission makers and scripters make. That's really where it comes in. I mean, the tactics, obviously, but if you're looking for a milsim group, I mean, we don't recruit just anybody, and even people who want to be recruited, they have to stick around the group for a long time before we just give them the tags. So other people in the group I'm in is like the guy who made VCOM, Genesis 92X. He's one of the guys in the group. We have another guy who does AI, Osier. And there's me. We have a couple other people learning to code. And eventually they'll be pretty good too. What am I doing? I'm just looking out the windows. I was surprised like how these windows actually have some nice detail to them. They actually have like dirty and stained. I think the ones in Altus, I never noticed that in the Altus windows, so it actually distracted me how good it looked. Good work, Bohemia, or whatever company they contracted to do this shit. Yeah, you picked a gigantic map, Christ. Fucking awesome job. Do they need a janitor? Yeah, I mean, I don't know the girl's brother anymore. He's my ex-girlfriend's brother. I haven't talked to her in years, so he was a weirdo anyway. But yeah, I'm sure they need janitors. Yeah. NASA's not really. Well, anyway, it's a whole nother thing. You build custom maps for the unit? Damn, you guys are stacked on the admin side. We build custom maps. We don't build terrains, if that's what you mean, because we don't have none of us have the patience so far to put a map together. But we build missions. Like right now, this is technically just an Arma mission. We do a lot of code, like if you look up on YouTube, Genesis 92X, that's the guy who made VCOM. He's also in the Arma group that I play with. and he's got a bunch of cool missions that he's working on that we play sometimes. And right now he's working on recreating his Dissension mission, which is one of my favorite missions. Basically, like a giant capture the island style mission, but it's all AI. So you have like AI commanders that are they're building bases, they're taking over resources, they're fucking going out attacking objectives and stuff, and really cool. It just feels cool to run alongside AI and like contribute to some kind of war effort on the map. So he has a cool mission like that called Dissension that he's working on. You can actually already download it on the workshop, the old version, but it's kind of broken. Where after like 30 minutes, the AI just stopped doing shit. I think because they expend all their money on the most expensive units, and then they just keep doing that because the threat they're going against is so great that they keep trying to spend money on the most expensive equipment and shit, and then they send out like one guy at a time with all the shit that just gets smoked, or a helicopter that just gets shot down, or a tank that gets hit by AT. Doesn't check for threats. So Genesis 92X, I call him Dom, that's his name, and fucking he's working on improving the AI so that they're smarter about how they approach objectives, you know. And I even help him out with, like, I don't give him code per se, but I just give him ideas on how shit can be coded. Like, oh, if you use I don't know, off the top of my head, check visible command. You know, you could use that to identify how visible a target is to another, or you could use, although that's a heavy command, I wouldn't recommend it. Or you could use agents as drivers of vehicles as a small optimization. Depends how crazy you want to go with optimizing. Using VCOM right now for my unit. I love it. I use VCOM as well on my server. VCOM is really good for guerrilla style warfare. It's not great for coalition style warfare. Coalition style warfare utilizes battle drills, and we have an AI that does all the battle drills and shit, and it's the most legit AI that you'll go against. And like, as far as like the AI actually executing objectives, they get online, they do fire team bounds, squad bounds, they move fucking as a platoon, they operate on a platoon level, they have elements that are attached to them that do recon and shit. It's insane. Fucking the amount of work the guy put into it is, no. VCOM is great. It's my favorite public AI mod, but the private one that we have, that it'll never get released because it's for the group only, but it's fucking awesome. I can never make an AI code or mod as nearly as good as what this guy's done. That one's made by Mosier. He's really good. He's got his masters in math or masters in physics or some shit. So he's literally got the AI down to a science. Literally speaking. Not even exaggerating. It's actually really fucking cool. But I can't show it off. I'm not allowed to. It's internal. It's because, you know, exclusive to the unit, and it may be used outside of Arma. You never know. So it's a portfolio thing, you know. So that's why. Also, another good AI mod is starting to like Lamb's AI. It's not entirely compatible with dedicated servers. It works, but I noticed that the animations it does, the custom animations, are not remote exec or whatever. So like on the server, the AI may be doing animations, but the client isn't seeing them do it. So they're just like rolling around and shit. Or not rolling around, but they're just sliding around. So, but Lamb's AI is really good. It's more coalition style. So like on my Vietnam insurgency mission, I did a experiment where the NVA used Lamb's AI and the VC used VCOM, because VCOM is perfect for guerrilla style warfare. And then Lamb's AIs, they do a lot more combat maneuvering together and stuff. At least from what I've seen. Also, that actually reminds me. I have it. Told me that he has another version of VCOM that he strongly recommends instead of the one I've been using. Let's see. Just the development version. Here it is. Yeah. This development version, he says is more buggy, but you have CBA and enhanced movement enabled. I don't know if you need CBA, but if you have enhanced movement enabled, then this VCOM development build, the AI will actually climb over shit. But he says use at your own peril. So that's coming from him. So I haven't used it yet, so I don't know how bad it is, but sounds cool. Yeah, I haven't used Lambs enough to give more solid statements on it, but I like it so far from what I've seen. It could use some refining to be more multiplayer compatible, but then again, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the server was desyncing because there was like fucking literally 122 units or something like that at the time, plus other scripts going on. That's units. And I had a bunch of agents, a lot of little VC civilians running around and shit. So maybe it was on my end. I don't know. Alternative running mod is the business. What's that? Alternative running. No, I'm getting a little off topic from. I'll get back into the code in a second because I am. Alternative running. Right. I can't watch the whole thing because then YouTube will fucking copyright strike me. But yeah. Looks pretty cool. High port running and shit. Pretty high speed animations. Alright, so that's what I gotta do. I'm over here floating around. I need to test my inventory. As you run up hills, no, that interesting idea was like you can get someone to run down a hill. That would be helpful for a stupid project I started on just for fun. I think I showed you guys the stupid roller coaster I made. So I clicked by accident. Naked again. No. It's not. So what's happening, and it didn't delete the uniform from this guy either. What's happening is it's... actually I don't know. Why is it not deleting his uniform? It should at least delete this. Run in water as well. Oh, really? Each weapon type. That's pretty cool. Personally, my favorite animation mod is Arma 2 animations, where it gives you all the old school Arma 2 animations. I just love the way Arma 2's animations were much more realistic. In reality, you're not, unless you're fucking CAG or fucking Navy SEALs, you're not running around all high speed with a high port weapon and shit. You know, and most of these armor, well, I guess most armor groups play high speed stuff, so I guess that would be fitting. Because that's what Arma 3 uses. Arma 3 uses like more like operator style animations, I guess, like where they run with the weapon and all that. But and even then, there's whatever. Arma 2 is much more realistic for like the average grunt or whatever. The way like the sprinting animation where the guy's just fucking just like, I don't know how to swing his fucking gun all over the place. It looks so cool, and it's much more realistic. Even the sound effects were better, in my opinion, from Arma 2. Much more realistic for like the infantry, regular infantry guys. I like the high-speed special forces stuff, but it would be cool if they had animations that separated between the high-speed dudes and like your average grunt. I am so surprised that this is not working. What is underscore WH? It should return an item. Oh yeah, Armor 2 animations and the Armor 2 sounds. Those are two pretty good ones. What else? I don't use many mods, if I'm being honest. I try to use as if my channel doesn't tell you enough, my streams, you know, I'm using no mods. So I do that because of so many reasons. I started being like that back in early Arma because it was such a pain in the ass. I don't know how long you guys have been around in Arma, but good God, play with 6, Arma 3 sync. I would rather kill myself if I had it. I wouldn't be playing Arma for this long if I had to deal with that shit for all this time. I absolutely hated them both. Play with 6 would download the wrong files and break your game, and you'd have to like do a massive. You have to like clean your registry and everything. It would totally fuck your game sometimes. Play with Arma 3 sync was not as bad, but it took forever and it was a pain in the ass to set up. Then there was another one I can't remember. Oh, and then there was just a manual install of mods where you literally had to put the mods in your add-on, you know, your Arma 3 folder, and you had to manually create an @, you know, folder for every mod, and just fill up your Arma. I don't know if you guys remember that, but that's how it was. You had to literally fill up your whole Arma 3 directory with fucking mods, and now it's separated into Workshop. So much more convenient. Oh man, what a blast from the past. God, it ain't like that anymore. Good job on, you know, people always talk shit about Bohemia. I always defend Bohemia Interactive with Arma 3 because it was so much worse. And they made so many good changes with Arma 3 in every way that it's hard to say. Like, I don't understand these people who talk so much shit on YouTube. Like, fucking game is piece of shit, unoptimized. Like, yeah, it doesn't utilize all your cores, but this is a game that's using an engine from like 20 years ago. You can't just rewrite that. How long it would take you literally like fucking 10 years. Engine programming is insane. And this is the only game that does what it does. The only one. Period. And, you know, and they're working on remaking it, but God, it's gonna take forever. So they improved the shit out of the Arma 3, and I'm very happy with it. It's 64-bit. That's new. That didn't exist in the beginning. It's been 32-bit for fucking since Arma 1. Arma 3 launcher, the Steam Workshop, 64-bit. It supports 4K now, multiple monitors. Fucking multiple monitors might have already existed, but I'm getting like 200 FPS sometimes. So I mean, that's in multiplayer. So what it is people who play on shit servers with shit missions with shit mods. And that is also why I don't use many mods. Many people have great mods. Even RHS has its flaws. RHS is like, you know, the big swinging dick in the Arma community. But you know, the Arma system, I believe it's the Arma system on their vehicles that could cause major issues with performance. Just like memory leaks and shit. Some of the items aren't configured properly, at least not completely. So, no matter what, a lot of these mods have these small little issues, and that's not entirely their fault. It's also because the documentation isn't really there either. There's a lot of documentation left to be desired on the game, so it is what it is. Yeah. And then ultimately, it's more optimized. It's more optimized to run the game with less mods. It's easier to get your friends and whatever, my brothers, to get to play this game. Or whatever. You know, I almost never get them to play this, but if I do, it's a massive pain in the ass to get them to download Cup, for Christ's sake. That thing's like 40 gigs. And that's just 2 mods. Cup core and maps. That shit's like fucking... How big is it? Let's see. Maybe it's not 40 gigs, but it's at least 8. Almost the size of the game. I think Arma is 20 gigs. It's half the size of the game. 1 mod. 2 mods. Just out of curiosity. 14 fucking gigs for 2 mods. You know how insane that is? I mean, that sound like a big deal. Like, oh, I got a fucking terabyte. Who cares? But there are games that are... That size dwarfs it. 2 mods are dwarfing the size of fucking video games. Insane. I go and see the size of all these mods, and this is not even taking Arma into consideration. That's 73 fucking gigs. That's almost the size of Vermintide. Vermintide is like 90 gigs. That's not even including the base game, the DLCs, all the missions. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying, you know, that's the way it is. Oh, yeah, I have all the DLCs. I don't have the community DLCs aside from the Vietnam one. Vietnam one is worth it if you don't have it. That's probably the only DLC worth getting. Apex is good. That's about it. I have all of them though, all the official DLCs. So what is the issue here? Why is it not removing the item? This code is not doing what I want it to do. And hold your object. $96 gigs of mods, holy shit. I mean, you know what? It's easy to get to that amount. I mean, the Southeast Asia map is huge. There's a lot of big ass fucking maps. And I love those big maps. I mean, I'm not discouraged by downloading those, but a lot of other people are. So that's why I don't. That's why I resist the urge to make missions on those giant maps, because so many people don't want to download the the map itself or the mods required to be on that map. You know what? We're getting to that point where the stream will conclude in probably the next 30 minutes, so I'll show off some stupid shit I made in a little bit. Just want to see if I can make a little bit more progress with this first. Okay. So weapon holder object is going to exist no matter what. That's the problem. I think. Is nil. Okay, here we go. Here we go. In this else statement, just need to add a if check. So if z underscore or yeah holder object is kind of faster is kind of or type of. I think type of is faster. Oh, no, we don't want to do type of because that's gonna be too specific. We do want to do is equal to what's that code I did where I checked the name? Weapon holder simulated. Excuse me. Here it is. Take this. This should fix it, although I've been saying that for the past several hours. Hit item cargo. Okay. Here we go. Damn it. Weapon holder simulated. Weapon holder equals null. Really? What? It's null. It's getting to the part of the code where it's removing the item, which is good. But why? Weapon holder equal null object. Did I nil the variables too early? Let's see. Nope. Nil that variable as well. I think that's what it was. Weapon holder string. Yeah. Item uniform. So let's see. Where was that error? It wasn't an error, but it was returning a weird result right here. Underscore WH is null, or it's a null object, which it shouldn't be an object at all. It should actually be a string. So it's so confusing. How would that be null? Try something. I wonder if it's because of this. It would be pretty weird if this is the problem. The fact that the code gets this far, but just for shits and giggles, we'll add this. So this is basically this block of code here. I know you're probably not tracking what's going on. It's just interesting to watch, but if you are somehow tracking what's going on, this is basically a switch structure where I'm checking to see what the control ID is. So when the player opens up his inventory, these are control IDs, or the IDC, for each control that I'm looking for. So 619 is the backpack. So like if you click inside of your backpack and it shows all those items in your backpack, that's control 16 or 619. 632 is going to be the ground weapon holder on the left side of your screen when you open up your inventory. So like if you're checking out a dead body, or if you open up your inventory just anywhere, that little window on the left, that's actually a weapon holder beneath your feet usually. 640 is going to be a crate or vehicle. So in that same window on the left, when you open up your inventory, there's another tab that says crate, backpack, or vehicle, whatever. That's what this will return, that weapon holder. So 640 is the control that handles all the items for that weapon holder on the left. And 6331 or 6331 is the control ID for the uniform slot. So when I click and drag an item onto the uniform slot, this code should execute. So maybe this was the problem. That's why I put that in there. I don't It has been saying list box IDC is 66331, so you never know. In fact, we'll copy and paste this shit in there as well. I don't know. I don't know how the hell it could be null. And then up here, where was it? All this code, I'm gonna pop in here. And pray to God that it works. Doesn't break anything. If it does, oh well. I don't know what this code is gonna do. It may duplicate the effect that I'm trying to do. Oh, script error, because I'm missing parentheses somewhere. Line 477. Oh. Easy fix. Alright. Let's see, anything else? Any other weird problems? It should not give me any script errors until I drag the item onto the slot. What I'm afraid of is if the event handler fires for both the control on the left of the screen as well as the uniform slot itself. So let's see, hopefully not. That time, nothing even happened. Okay, so maybe I don't want to add code in there. Is no weapon holder true? I mean, it's saying it's nil anyway. Full IDC 6331, so... oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. To save myself a migraine, we're gonna get rid of that code I just added. I had a feeling... I don't know what's happening, actually. Times it 252? Alright, maybe I should call it. Show off some stupid stuff I did earlier. I'm pretty sure I do have to take that control into consideration. I just haven't fully coded it out. Oh, wait. No, because the default will still execute this shit. I probably don't want. Let's take that out. Don't know. I have to experiment more. I mean, it's kind of working. It's just not working with simulated weapon holders for some reason. Well, the reason is because they use different commands to add items and magazines to a dead body than to a crate. Crates and stuff, or vehicles, they use add item cargo. They have all the cargo commands. Whereas if you're adding an item to a unit, even if he's dead, it's add item. Unless you can't add items to dead guys, but I'm pretty sure you can. It's still a weapon holder of some kind. Anyway, I am gonna do just one last test to show circumstance where it does work, and then I'll. So, ba-ba-da-ba, take 10 years to initialize. All right. Sure, my code's not totally fucked. Alright, see, it's still giving me this issue because of the 6331 stuff. So I must have forgotten to take a part of it out. We still need to add this control for detecting that control slot being selected or whatever, but... Oh, it's right here, that's why. Actually don't fully understand still. I have no idea why it's not working, but it makes no sense. And if I take out that control, 6331, I mean, I have a line of code that checks specifically if you're dropping the item on the uniform slot by checking the control, the class name of the control that you drop the item on, but I don't know. For some reason, I need to have this control in there, so otherwise it doesn't work. I don't fully understand my own code. Still figuring it out, but so close to being done with this. That's why I've been spending so much time gruelingly coding this shit, because I'm so close, but it's also so important to do it right. These survival missions, game modes, you're always looting. That's one of the main purposes, so it has to work good. Not be buggy. Damn it, I broke it. It's working. Shoot. May have something to do with thinking that all weapon holders are weapon holders simulated. That's true. So it is a weapon holder. So it should have automatically selected this code. So we then move on. It does a check to make sure it's valid. It is. It's going. It is valid, right? Do a little double check. $63.31. It says it's nil, so the code I'm using to select the weapon holder is a little fucky. Damn it. Oh. It's gonna be a simple fix, actually, because I had it working until I started doing all this shit with the dead bodies, making dead... Because, you know, you're gonna be looting dead players or dead AI that you kill in the field. Not just zombies, but it's gonna be those AI factions, bandits and shit that will be randomly wandering around. It's gonna be kind of like Stalker, where they have, like... Or Ravage. I think Ravage does that shit, too. You have random bandits wandering around looting and stuff. So you're gonna want to take some of their shit, so... Gotta have it so you can loot their bodies. And you can loot the bodies, you just can't take the uniforms right now, but I am determined to get code done so that you can loot uniforms and all the contents from them without breaking the game. And obviously it's a lot harder than you think. Before I conclude the stream, let's go into, let's see, some dumb shit I made. And this is something I made with zero scripting. I mean, I use like 2 script commands, which is the attach to command and hide object command. That is it. The rest was done in the editor. So what you're about to see is some goofy stuff I made because I was bored, watching a podcast or something like that, and I was just bored, and I was just mindlessly. I made this like not even paying attention what I was actually doing. And I was like, oh, actually, this is not a bad idea. So anyway, I made a little using this minecart object. It's which is from the Apex, or no, this is from the Livonia DLC, I think. Yeah, Livonia, the Contact DLC. So all I did is I just dragged these two guys here. Named them both. Named the little cart. Oh yeah, I did use this disable collision with command. I don't even know if it really works, but I used it. I don't remember. I think it did work. It helps the AI not collide so much with the object, but oh yeah, I'm using switch move so that it's just an animation command. Disable all AI features as well. It's pretty basic, so I guess I use like 4 or 5 script commands, but that's it. So what I do in this stupid mission is, and this is just something I was goofing around on. This is not a serious project. I'm not gonna finish it. Whatever. This is just a civilian that I hide object hide object, where you can just turn show model off right here. Actually, don't even need a script command. You just show models turned off. And then play. This is just DayZ. Yeah. Oh, nope, he didn't do it this time. I think it's because I moved him. He has to find a nav mesh on the fucking... God damn it, you stupid fuck. It's because I moved him like an asshole. Now he's not finding it. Hang on. I think the nav mesh is on the top rail, right here. This... Might have to raise him. Yeah, no. It was working. No. But yeah, if you're talking about the zombie stuff I was doing, this is Arma 3, and I'm just using the DayZ logo because I'm too lazy to make my own right now. Damn it, you stupid fuck. I think I have to give him a waypoint in front of him first. Put a move waypoint here. I think I could set the index of it. Nope. The fuck? Never had this issue with him not being able to find the path. No model is off. Wonder why he doesn't want to go up anymore. Fuck it. Put him right here. He literally does not want to go up there, you bastard. Why the fuck won't he go up there? Arma. I'll put him on the fucking track. He can run off like an asshole. Oh, there he goes. Now it's working. All it is just that stupid fucking AI. This is a really half-assed way to do it. You know, if you wanted to make this more serious, you would be using set velocity and all that shit. Using vectors and, you know, based on the model space of the tracks, you can actually do it correctly. This is just some stupid, goofy looking fucking roller coaster I made. And this is like 5 minutes to make this, but it took more time to place the fucking AI to actually be able to find the path. My little fake water slide made out of trash cans. And I elevated the water decal in the pool. Does it look good? No. But just trying to be creative in the game. You know, whatever. Making dumb shit. Alright, anything else? Let's see. I think I have the... Yeah. So this is my CQB proof of concept. It doesn't always work, but this is just a proof of concept. This doesn't work entirely as intended, but they run up to the door, they stack it. He checks the door for the lock. Alright, that time they weren't that successful, but he moves. He tries to move to his point of domination. They ruin the do move command, so it's a lot harder to do, but let me show that one more time, just because I fucked up the camera. I think some of you guys have already seen this before, but they're gonna run up to the door. The point man checks to see if it's locked. He's doing there. So they're all gonna move in. Notice that the first guy who walks in, he's gonna strafe to get out of the fatal funnel so that the second guy can get in. Not really. He's extremely lucky that he survived, but yeah. And then these two guys just pull security outside. Since it's a short house, they don't need 4 guys blown in. And that's just a proof of concept. And then the other proof of concept is... This dude... Bob 2. I have this globe named ball. What I'm going to do is I'm going to move this ball over here. What I'm going to do is... So let's say I was actually coding this CQB script. I'm not going to do it because it's a lot of work, but if I was, this is how I would do it, where I'd have the AI stand at the base of the steps, and to make him aim up the stairwell, you create a invisible object. It can't be a position, it does have to be an object. You would make it invisible. These sphere objects do not have geometry or whatever. They can't collide with AI, especially if you hide it or set the texture to be invisible. So, and that's actually what I do. I think I set this texture to be nothing. You do this. Notice that there's still a 3D model, like a box around it, but it still exists. If you hide it, sometimes it hides it from AI. So to keep this to be an actual targetable object, but not visible, you just do this. You just set the texture to be invisible, and that's what I would do. And then, let's say you have your curious AI upstairs. Show you how he's going to engage this guy as soon as he comes downstairs. So first off, Bob 2, do fire, ball, Bob 2, do watch, ball. Do that in the opposite order. That's it. You just use these 2 commands. I think you need to use do target as well. Bob 2. You have to use these 3 commands, as far as I know. And now it looks like he's watching up the stairs, and he is. If I go to spectate. Where the fuck is this guy? Here we go. So this is him. He's aiming up the stairs. All right, stand by. I want to show you from the AI's perspective what it looks like. So we'll do... Right now this guy's gonna come downstairs and this guy's gonna smoke him because he's already ready.
Fire! Target neutralized.
There it is. And that's how you would have them watch stairwells and other shit, windows and whatnot. It's just a proof of concept, obviously. Is it doable? Yes. Is it easy to do? Fuck no. I mean, I made it look easy, but to get them to navigate into buildings is a lot harder than you would think. Because they like to get stuck on nav meshes in the house, especially in the houses. And sometimes they can't find the exterior nav mesh. Basically is a invisible 2D plane on the ground that AI recognizes as something telling them in the engine that, hey, I could walk on this. And a lot of these houses in Arma have a teeny tiny little gap. Sometimes not so fucking teeny tiny. But a lot of them have a gap right here, where the door, between the door and the front porch. And they just get stuck. Sometimes you'll see AI just stand right here, because he can't find, even though it may even be a pixel, tiny little break in the nav mesh, they get stuck. Sometimes the only way they get through this door actually is because the velocity of their animation sets them, it pushes them across that gap. And so they automatically just like, oh, I'm back on the fucking nav mesh. But if they're on this side and they stop, it's not 100% guaranteed that they'll be able to find the path to get into that in a door. A lot of times they get through that door just because they already have a walking animation playing, and that walking animation technically is applying velocity to the unit, and it pushes him past that threshold, so he can't get stuck. Not foolproof, but yeah. Anyway, that is that. Else. So yeah, and then I had another script that I was gonna write where the AI dismount and they all full 360 security, but it was annoying to write. I decided to stop on that. This is just a bullshit proof of concept mission I had. What else? That's a lot. I mean, I got so much more shit, but. I'm gonna show up one last thing. What is it? Is it on MP missions? I'm gonna show this one last thing. Oh no, this requires all the mods. Never mind. I don't have the mods loaded up, and I'm about to get off, so I'm just gonna show some easy things I could show off. Trying to think, do I have anything I could show in this one? I think I've shown you guys most of the shit in this mission. Baltus Insurgency. God damn, it's past 3 a.m. Probably get off. I will be streaming again tomorrow around the same time. I'm trying to stay consistent to like around midnight when I start the stream on weekdays, so Monday through Thursday. Not Fridays, because that's when I start playing games with friends and stuff. So weekends are just, I spend more time working on the exclusive projects on the weekends anyway. So that's when I have the old consultant available on some of the projects I'm working on. Consult me on how to do things realistically and shit for the milsim. If you like the milsim stuff, then that's usually what I'm working on the weekends. Anything I have to show off on this one? I think I made more progress on the Vietnam insurgency, but I'm just gonna show this off as a last little thing, and then that's that. I've been working on. This is the first mission I started working on in Arma 3, where I started really learning everything. So, but I've overhauled everything since the beginning. The only thing that's still the same from when back from 2013 is old. I'm still using EOS, but I've like heavily modified it at this point. EOS is like a set of scripts made by Bangabob, and makes it really easy to place down markers and configure them to spawn in AI and cache them. Very good set of scripts. I use it in all my insurgency missions. Oh yeah, this is something new. I don't remember if this is working yet. This is mostly pulled from Invade and Annex, so it's not entirely my project, but I've heavily modified his fucking code so that it works better and has more obvious information. Doesn't have pictures though yet. You can select your role in here. Or you can select it over here. And if there's other people in your group, it shows you what roles they have. You can just highlight them, and the tooltip tells you what their role is. Probably wondering, isn't this from Invade and Annex? Yes, it is. The original code is. I've heavily modified it. It's still pretty close to the original, though, but it's, you know, very similar also. What else? I know there's something I wanted to show off on the stupid map. You know, there's still a lot more I could show off, but I'm pretty tired, and it's about that time, so... Wasn't there something I had to show off on this stupid map? Can't remember what I was just gonna show off. Oh well. That means it's too late. Alright, well, I'll be streaming again tomorrow, so... Those of you who've been watching, I appreciate you guys watching. I appreciate the likes on the stream. It helps boost the channel up on the algorithm. I mean, whatever happens, happens. Whatever. I got my first shit bag in the chat today. Awesome. So that means I'm getting there. I mean, I've had 2 or 3 people in the chat this whole time, so not bad. It wasn't better than 0. So I'll be streaming again at about 12 a.m. Central Standard Time. I don't know what that is in whatever the fuck Euro time, but GMT -6. That makes it easier, but yeah, that's all I got. Thank you again, and I'll see you guys next time. Rock out.